Hey folks, my name's Kevin. Welcome today. I'm the general manager for Intuit's At Your Table program in San Diego, and thanks for joining us on today's edition of our Chef Corner. So I'm going to be making a really simple, quick, fairly healthy pumpkin soup today. Figured it's going to be a nice seasonal dish. Again, this is something that's really, really, really simple to make, but the cook time on it's about an hour because you kind of need to simmer it twice. So a little Hollywood magic here in a second will show you how to do that. My daughter's staring at me in the corner. I shortened the time here a little bit today, so bear with me. But I just want to go over all the ingredients that we're going to need to get started today. Again, really simple recipe we have. So the first thing is I have 4 cups of tomato puree. So if you wanted to go ahead and buy a whole, tomato, I said tomato puree, pumpkin puree. If you want to buy a whole pumpkin, cut it, peel it, you can roast it in the oven till it's tender, and then you can go ahead and puree that down, or you can go ahead and buy the canned stuff. In the interest of time, and I wanted to keep this real simple, I did just buy organic tomato puree. So again, that's going to be 4 cups of that. I have 4 cups of chicken stock. If we wanted to make this a vegetarian dish, we could just substitute vegetable stock. I have half a cup of heavy cream here, 1 cup of onions, about a tablespoon of garlic. I'm going to use about 1.25 teaspoons of salt. We're going to do some black pepper to taste, a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg and pumpkin go really well together. And then I have a little bit of parsley, and that's just going to make that pretty at the end. A couple things I'm going to need today, too, as I'm doing this is I'll probably need a whisk, which mine is dirty right now, something to scrape that out. I'll need a blender of some sort. And it's hot. If we have some sort of cast iron or a Dutch oven, this is usually the best thing to do a recipe like this in. If not, just a heavy-duty pot would work, too, as well. So let's get started. Again, very easy dish. I'm going to move you over to the cooking portion of my kitchen, so just bear with me 1 second. All right, so first thing we're going to do, again, we're not going to traditionally say if you're making a soup, we could add butter in there and saute our garlic and our onion. We don't necessarily need to do this with this. I'm not looking to caramelize that. I'm just more looking for flavor, and it's going to get pureed down here in a second. So first thing I'm going to do, I got my pot a little warm here just to speed up the process. I'm going to add in all my chicken stock. I'm going to go ahead and add my onion in there. I'm going to add my garlic. Get my heat going. I'm going to add my pumpkin puree. Add about 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg. And we're going to do salt and pepper a little bit later. The heavy cream we're going to reserve till the end here. So now this is the part where what we would want to do once we get to this point. So I have my chicken stock, I have my garlic, I have my onion, I have my tomato puree, and I put my nutmeg in there. At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this concoction up to a boil. And then once it starts to boil, we're going to turn it down to a simmer. And we're going to go ahead and simmer that for anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. We want to reduce a lot of that chicken stock out. Right now it looks watery. We want to get the flavor from that stock to really incorporate in the soup, but we don't want the wateriness of that. So what we would do at this point is now working in batches because you don't want to overload your blender. You would then, after it's simmered, we're going to transfer this to a blender and we're going to blend it down and come back to kind of like a puree type form. So I've done all that process already, and again, in the interest of time here. So what we're going to look at is the final product is going to look something similar to this. So this is come back out of the blender, and I have it down. It's got a nice soupy kind of form. The other part of this is once we get it back out of the blender, we're going to reduce it down even further. So we're going to simmer this concoction for about another half hour. So again, your total cook time on this dish, we got a half hour in our pot here. We're going to blend, and then we're going to go another half hour after it's blended, again, to really soften up, give it a nice creamy texture. Then at that point is what we're going to do. Once we have it nice and reduced down, we're going to go ahead and add our half cup of heavy cream. So again, I've already reduced this second portion down for a half hour. Get this up to heat just a little bit, and we're going to add a little bit more heat just to incorporate our cream into our dish. So the perfect thing if you guys wanted to do for a nice Thanksgiving dinner or any kind of holiday dinner. It's really easy to make, really simple to do. It's got a lot of pumpkin in there, which is nice and healthy for you. The only kind of fat content that we're really getting out of this would be the chicken stock and then the heavy cream. You can always substitute something like an almond milk-based creamer. Just make sure it's not flavored, like a vanilla flavor or something. You can always substitute that into this, and you can make it a vegan dish as well if you did the vegetable stock. So again, once we get to this point, really, really simple. I'm going to transfer you back over to the plating area. I'll show you how to make this look really cool. My son's throwing stuff at me in the other part of the kitchen. That's always nice. So, all right, so now we have this. I got my pumpkin soup nice and pureed there. We got a nice little plating bowl, and I'll show you how to do something really fun with this when we plate it. So we're going to go ahead and add our soup into our dish here. All right, if we add just a touch more heavy cream on top, and we're talking about just a smidgen, we can kind of do a little swirl. And it'll add a little bit of color into the top portion of this, like so. I hope you can see that. And then I'm simply going to garnish with a parsley sprig. There we go. And then we have a traditional holiday pumpkin soup for you. Again, super easy dish, really fun to make. It tastes really good. Again, the only thing I forgot to do, because I'm talking and my kids are throwing stuff at me, at this point I would have seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So I'll go back and do that before I serve this for lunch for my kids. Again, really simple dish, holiday forward. You can do for your family any holiday dinner. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned how to make this vegetarian. Is there a way to maybe substitute out for coconut milk to go vegan?
Yeah, coconut milk. So they make a couple different products on the vegan side of it. Instead of just getting the milk, they make almond-based, almost like a cream where it's a little bit thicker, or a coconut cream meant for kind of coffees. If you can find one, they have ones that are unflavored, which act just as a regular creamer. You can get that really creamy consistency on it. If you do use the almond milk or say the coconut milk, it's going to come out of it a little bit looser. You can reduce it down just a little bit more.
Awesome, thanks.
Yep. Any other questions? All right, well, thanks for joining us today. And hopefully this makes your holidays a little bit more elegant and something fun to add to the Thanksgiving table. Have a good day.